the house!
What's going on, freaks? Well, I saw Wild Bill say late nighter, so I figured, oh shit, okay. Gotta do it for Wild Bill. He's. Let's see. I don't know. Feels weird doing a show when you can't really interact with anybody. The freaks. Like, hey. But I thought it was a pretty good show, didn't you think? I thought that I represented well. Hey, by the way, did you guys see what Sandy answered to the question I asked? I said, how did it go? I didn't really get to see her answer. I wanted to check in on, see how that's going. As I told her in an email yesterday, Oh, it was good, yeah. I mean, it was similar to the show that we did the other night, right? I don't know all the conspiracy stuff, like the claims that people are making out there. Hey, Karen, what's going on? She said it was all taken care of? Okay. I didn't see that. What does that mean? Do you know what that means? That she got it reversed and everything, or? Yeah, because like I said, like I've told her, the trolls don't care, but I said I'd make her whole. But if she can get it reversed, that would be the first option. Wouldn't you agree? Let's see. All right, cool. And by the way, you guys, just to throw out a story out there that you guys don't know about. One of the moderators out here, I got an email from one of them. Or at least I thought it was from one of them, and they talked about how, their husband got really mad because they sent in money and, they didn't realize how much money somebody was sending in. And when I heard them say that, I was like, wow, that sucks. I mean, you're not required to send anything in here. How about if I send them $400 back. I found a PayPal that they've sent me stuff before, and I sent them $400. And then when they got it, they sent me an email, and they said, thank you. And it was from a different email. And they said, thank you so much, Gray. Yeah. How did you know that that I was struggling? And I said, well, because you sent me an email talking about how you were struggling so much. And that your husband was upset. And then she goes, I never sent that. and she didn't. The thing is, these trolls set up a scenario like that. And I even said to the person, I'll send you money. And they go, how? What do you mean? And I was kind of confused. But then when I sent it to the person, they actually got it. And then they thanked me for it. So I figured, okay, that was just a glitch or whatever. But they literally tricked me into sending money to somebody. I mean, it's crazy, right? And then I don't know, it was weird. That's the lengths that these people go to, though. Isn't that amazing? And so that's why they do all these things where they spend all their time. Thanks, Wild Bill. Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. I don't, if you can't afford to help to support the channel, then don't do it. I've said it 1,000 times. We have shitty nights, and I'm frustrated when we have shitty nights. It's just the way it is, because there's a lot on the line here. All right, so Lisa sent me this New York Post here that's talking about the Q. Well, before we get to that, though, I thought I'd show you guys some of these. Look how amazing these moon pictures are. I've got it all, like, look at that. They're huge images, so you can, I mean, there's Earth, so that means they're kind of on the back side-ish. You know, and all of these are where, you know, meteor impacts have hit over the years. That might make it difficult to build a base, I guess, there. I mean, these are over billions of years, though, so who knows how often something ever even hits the moon. So you got that one, and this is another one. That's a really interesting. Look at that. It's almost like something hit and then bounced across the surface. How could you have something so perfectly linear over time, unless it was like a meteorites that were all kind of part of something bigger and then all kind of impacted at the same time, or something really big hit right there, and that kind of is sort of what that looks like. That stuff blasted out from there, right? Like, see that angle goes in and like that. Huh. Pretty weird, huh? Oh, thanks, Karen. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks, Karen. Appreciate it. Must be for the dogs again. Thank you. So there's that one, then this one. Look how cool, look how amazing these are, you guys. So clear. And that one's probably my favorite one. I mean, that's just nuts. Look at that. You know, behind the moon, and then there's the Earth, and the shadow of the moon is on the Earth over there. I mean, that one's insane. That one's pretty cool, too. That one might be the same. And they just sort of zoomed in. I don't know. Looks kind of similar. No, that one's kind of neat. It's like an eclipse and the sun is behind it. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing, you guys. What are you saying? Can you get the money back from the scammer? Yeah, I sent it to the freak, and then the freak, I think they sent it back to me at some point. Yeah, I didn't. They needed the money at the time, but then didn't need it later, so they sent it back. I was just telling you the story. You know, like, they did need it. That's what was weird about it, is they actually needed the money randomly at that time, but the troll who sent that over here, that had nothing to do with what they were talking about. You know, so I said, yeah, well, you know, and then later on, she sent it back, the money. But it's pretty wild that they would go through those kind of lengths. That's how sick these people are. They've called my charities that I've donated to, you know, just sick people. All right, anyways, this is a Rex Heuermann article here. It says, accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann expected to plead guilty and admit to a new murder. But it's actually one that it always seemed like it was always associated with him. They knew that he did it. Accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann is expected to confess to a string of grisly cold case sex worker murders Wednesday and admit to killing an 8th victim newly linked to him. So they finally were able to link it, I guess. Heuermann, 62, is due to plead guilty to the notorious murder in Suffolk court, which will require him to admit to the crimes, ending one of the most notorious serial killer cases in New York metro area in recent decades. Let's see. The Massapequa Park architect is charged with killing 7 sex workers between 1993 and 2010, including 4 women known as the Gilgo Four. So I think this one over here is the latest one, if I remember. I think that's what she looked like. Heuermann, largely through DNA deaths. Okay, Valerie Mack, Jessica Taylor, Megan Waterman, Melissa Bartholomew, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Amber Lynn Costello, and Sandra Castilla. But in a stunning development, it's not really stunning, the hulking architect is also expected to admit to the murder of Karen Vergata. Okay, so I know that I've done a whole thing on her, so you guys don't mind, but hey, by the way, if you're watching, guys, you want to help support the channel, that would be great. You know, it'd be nice. We had one huge gifted membership by Carl and without that, we wouldn't even have really come close. Well, we would have been like at 70% of the goal. So wouldn't it be great if we could just sort of, on this show, combine with the last one, that we would have made it anyways. All right, so see if you guys can help support the channel. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. I said, Karen, I got the super chat. So I said you probably gave them for the dogs. All right, let me look for this name. I know that I have it. So I'm going to search through my archive. Look at all these archives from 2019. Put in Vergata. All right, let's see when it shows up. It will show up. So yes, you too can help support the Gray Hughes Investigates YouTube channel. Yeah, I know you sent them. All right, look at that, Karen Vergata. 12/4/20. Yeah, let's just do this one. Man, I covered her multiple times. Let's see, October. Let me see if these other ones have more. Now it's got to do it again. Gotta hit that. Yeah, you said 2 of them, right? Okay, that's her. All right, let me just try this one more time. Oh, there's 3 of them? Oh, I didn't know there was a 3rd one. Oh. Well, thank you. One of them was for me. Well, thank you very much, sir, Karen. Yeah, I didn't get that one before. All right, let me see this one. This was the latest one, but it looks like they're all the same. Okay, so this article here is from April 22nd, 1996. So that's when Vergata is. All right, so this says, let's see what it says. Body parts found. Beachcombers on Fire Island made a gruesome discovery during their walk along the shore. 2 human legs wrapped in plastic bag. The body parts were found on Blue Point Beach, just west of Davis Park. So I think I know where that is. Doesn't look like I have Google Earth open. Oh, there it is. Let me go up in the air here. Here's all the victims over here. We covered this years and years ago. So I think Vergata, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, right over here. So she's out here on Fire Island. Right there. And the article says, Detective Sergeant Kevin Cronin of the Suffolk County Police. A foot with red paint toenails was seen protruding through the bag. So it was just west of Davis Park. So is that Davis Park right there? Hold on. Hey, thank you so much there, Tanya Rome. And thank you very much again to Karen. Hope everyone had a good day and night. Yeah, it was pretty good. So this is Davis Park. So they said just west of it, so I think I'm on the wrong side over here. It must be over here. Alright, so a foot with red painted toenails was seen protruding through the bag. So this is after he realized, listen to this. In 1993, so this is interesting when you look at it like this. So 93, I think it's further over. There, Sandra Castilla, they identified her by fingerprints and stuff, so he learned from that one. Then after that, like over here, for example, in 2000, he started cutting, and then Jessica Taylor, he started cutting up their body parts so that they couldn't easily be identified. And then now we can throw, Vergata in technically in there too, in between them. So he probably has a hell of a lot more killings than any of us know about. I mean, he literally, look at that. He killed Castilla in 1993, Vergata 1996. Then we have Valerie Mack 2000, Jessica Taylor, she went missing in 2003. Let's see. Well, I thought it was weird that one wasn't connected. Tanya Jackson, right over here, they found her body parts on the same damn road, but it turns out it was somebody else. Maybe this is sort of a dumping ground. I guess it makes it possible then that the Asian male isn't his, but I think the Asian male, as I've always said, especially since he kind of wrote like Asian, what was it, twig or some kind of crap that he typed in somewhere. I don't know. The remains were taken to the Suffolk County Medical Examiner's Office in Hotbaugh for further examination. The Suffolk County Homicide Squad was investigating. No further information was available yesterday afternoon. So there's that one. And then the 2011 brought up again. Cops, more beach remains discovered. Lieutenant Kevin Smith said a human skull was found among vegetation about 90 feet from Ocean Parkway on Long Island on Monday. So remember the body parts were found in 1996, right? So during the search for, let me get back out here, Shannon Gilbert, they actually found the head of Vergata later. So you look at it right there. Isn't that just absolutely nuts? So Vergata's head was found here, and that's why, I mean, it's really obvious that she's connected to all this. Vergata's head is right there, and then all these other body parts. And then way over here are the legs and etc. And that means like he was just trying to separate everything, so it was hard to identify. But hey guys, let's try to help support the channel on here. That'd be great. So we don't have to rely on the one. Maybe that'll make up for yesterday. Yesterday was horrendous. So, it's possible that we could sort of make up for it. Both sets of remains were sent to Nassau County Medical Examiner's Office for further analysis. Let's see. Police have found what they suspect are human remains in 2 locations near a New York beach. They found a skull was found among vegetation about 90 feet from Ocean Parkway on Long Island on Monday afternoon. Both sets of remains were sent to the Nassau County Medical Examiner's Office. And it turns out that was Vergata. So they've always, once they arrested Reck Heuermann, they probably absolutely knew that he was associated with this. And these are some different pictures of her. Alright, so back to this. That's another picture of her right there. Vergata, 34, made a haunting final call to her family on February 14th, 1996, Valentine's Day, before she disappeared, with her legs found 2 months later on Blue Point Beach on Fire Island. So let me type in Blue Point Beach. Ah, jeez. I don't think that's not correct. Blue Point Beach is over here. That's bullshit. I remember seeing that before. And her skull, and that's not Fire Island over there. And her skull was discovered in April of 2011, not far from the Gilgo 4 along Ocean Parkway. Thank you, Wild Bill Wassman. You know what's weird is I don't think we had 100 people on that entire live stream. Maybe, well, we got more at the end. There was like 130 or something. She was originally known only as Jane Doe number 7 before she was identified through DNA testing in 2023. Asked about the alleged plea deal, Vergata's son, Eric Doherty, told the Post Tuesday, "I'm not sure what my reaction's going to be. We will have to see to believe it." All of the victims peddled sex through online ads in the metro area before disappearing. Mac's son, Benjamin Torres, filed the first victim lawsuit against Heuermann on Monday. And this is where, like, it might be a trial where we get to see the evidence anyways. Seeking compensation for the wrongful torture and murder of his mom. So that's Valerie Mac's son. The sources did not reveal why Heuermann is allegedly set to now plead guilty to the murders, but at his most recent court appearances last month, his lawyer Michael Brown said the accused killer was on crutches and dealing with health issues behind bars. The alleged pending plea deal represents a turnaround from Tierney's vow in August that there was no discussion to settle the case before trial. The maximum sentence on a second-degree murder conviction in New York State is 25 years to life. How could he get second degree for anything? There's no second degrees. Alright, you guys, any chance you could help support the channel? Feels like that's all I have time to spend the whole show trying to get us. We reached the goal earlier. I'm just trying to. Yesterday was and the day before were so bad that I'm trying to make something happen. All right, and then we also have this one here. Now, this is one that we covered a long time ago. Remains found in February, identified as those of missing Molly Miller and Colt Haynes. So if I type in Molly Miller, yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's right there. I don't remember it that well, though. It's a while ago. I mean, this is, 2001, I think, we covered this. Here, let me look up the folder on that. All right, let's see. Molly Miller. Come on, you guys, you can do it. We need a few more gifted memberships in here. Maybe one challenge would probably be good enough. Let's see. There it is. September 19th, 2022, we covered it. And there, look at all these folders. So like, hey, let's do it again. Let's see. So they actually went missing way before that, though. I mean, geez. That's crazy. I didn't know that. The mysterious July 7th disappearance of a teenage girl and her 21-year-old boyfriend has prompted a massive law enforcement search that is heading into its third month. Rumors are rampant, said Wilson Police Chief Felix Hernandez, who has been heading up the investigation into the disappearance of Molly Miller, 17, and Colt Haynes, 21, who are both from the Wilson area. We've heard that they were seen alive in Wichita Falls, Texas. We've checked Texas twice, Hernandez said. We've had rumors they were buried somewhere. We've done air searches, ground searches, pond searches, he said, adding that officers also have searched oil wells because of rumors the couple may have been killed and their bodies dumped down an oil well. Some of the hottest rumors have centered on a stolen car chase that occurred the night Miller and Haynes disappeared. I hardly remember this at all. We've covered so many cases, though. It's pretty cool how we've done every time there's something solved, we've covered it. The chase began the night of July 7th when the stolen vehicle did a donut in front of a Wilson police officer and took off at high rate of speed, the police chief said. The officer pursued the car south to the Love County border, where a Love County sheriff's officer took over the pursuit. I'm just going through these. There's PDF files. There we go. There's the next page there. Come on, you guys. Show me some love. Show me some love. All right. Eventually losing the vehicle, about 2 weeks later, the car was found abandoned in rough terrain in western Love County, said Garrett Lambert. The car had run through a fence and over some small trees and brush, Hernandez said. It was found not far from where the chase had ended. No blood or other signs of foul play were found in the car, the police chief said. Jessica Brown, spokeswoman for the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, confirmed her agency is assisting with the investigation, but declined to say whether fingerprints of Miller or Haynes were found in the vehicle. That would be part of the investigation, she said. Lambert, 23, said family members have been told Miller called 911 shortly after midnight, the night of her disappearance. but she hung up and didn't say anything. When the operator tried to call back, there was no answer. Telephone records show the couple also made several calls to friends, Lambert said, adding that Haynes reportedly told some friends he had broken an ankle and was coughing up blood. They made phone calls to some friends that morning wanting a ride. The police chief confirmed, we talked to those people. They said, yeah, we got phone calls, but they said they were busy and couldn't go pick them up. And then that's the last they were heard of. Lambert said family members have given law enforcement officials the name of an individual they think may have been in the stolen car with Miller and Haynes the night of their disappearance. Hernandez said police officers have questioned that person more than once, but he has denied knowing anything. The last one he said he was going to talk to his lawyer. Come on, you guys. Make it worth being up late. All right, so let's see if you have the ability to help support the channel. That would be fantastic. You know, that's how we survive as a YouTube channel. That's how we're able to support all the various true crime related charities, etc. All right, so if you have the ability to, it doesn't need to be $1 million. $2, any amount helps. You know, we're just, you know, I feel like I'm holding the pan out there, hoping somebody helps support the channel. We on the live stream, we're at $14.99. You know, that's just we didn't, other than one person on the last show, we're still way short of reaching the goal. So if you guys can help, that would be fantastic. You know, pretend I'm a Starbucks worker and made you a coffee. All right, this is, I guess, what am I looking at here? That's what came up with that? Families missing teenagers desperate for clues. Let me just skip all the way to like 2021 when we were looking at it again. Cold case, OSBI is still asking for leads in mysterious disappearance. Although it has been 8 years since 2 young Oklahomans disappeared, officials say they still need information to help them solve the case. Family members say 17-year-old Molly Miller, a 21-year-old, and 21-year-old Colt Haynes disappeared July 8, 2013 after riding in a car with a friend, later identified as James Con Nip. Police say Nip was driving the car which spun out in front of a police car. Nip allegedly led authorities on a chase through Love County, eventually got away. 2 weeks later, the car was found abandoned in Love County, but Miller and Haynes were never located. Molly and Colt were calling several friends, asking for a ride, asking for water, saying that they were lost somewhere. Wow, near Oswald Road. Let me type that. Really, that's weird. So did they just die from the elements? Or that's crazy. Did anybody hear what I just said? It's like, man, it's just getting weird in here. Oswald Road. Well, where is it? There's a one. Oh, there's Oswald Road. Oswalt. Oh, that's the problem. Oswalt Road. Yeah. So I think some of those, the articles that we went over described where the vehicle was precisely. So that's where the car was found. I just kind of looking forward to seeing where. That's weird. Unfortunately, virtually every lead that comes in led us to a dead end. Molly Miller, and so this is in the middle of the summer, where passengers in a vehicle driven by James Con Nip were involved in a car chase with Wilson Police and Carter County, Oklahoma police lost the vehicle somewhere in the area of Long Hollow Road and Oswald Road in Love County, Oklahoma. Miller and Haynes disappeared after their pursuit. On July 8, 2013, Miller and Haynes called friends asking for water and a ride, saying that they were lost somewhere near Oswald Road. 2 weeks later, the vehicle involved in the pursuit was found abandoned in the woods south of Oswald Road. So what about this Con Nip guy? Was he found? Or that's pretty weird. What was this one? Voluntary statement. My brother and I are talking, and he something. God, there's Wild Bill again. None of the rest of you guys could help out. Wild Bill Wassman's always jumping in there. Thanks, Wild Bill. And thank God for those bass, huh? I felt bad. I was just goofing around. Have you ever watched that Ty's Pig Patrol guy? He always holds the fish like 2 feet from the camera. Hey, thanks, Karen W. I was talking, and he was about to go to jail for murder, and I didn't believe him. The following day was 7/17/13. He told me the same thing and was something more seriously about it, so I believed him. Not sure what that was there. I don't remember. Let's see what this article is. Kind of just interested to read the next one. What we know about Molly Miller and Colt Haynes' mysterious disappearance. In July of 2013, Molly Miller and Colton Haynes were passengers in a car with police when the driver allegedly turned onto a dead-end Oklahoma road. The two have not been seen since. The car Miller and Haynes were riding in, a 2012 Honda Accord, was found totaled 2 weeks later in a field near the aborted police chase. When was that? So 2 weeks later? So that would have been when? Okay, so like July of, man, I don't know. Let's see what this one says. So that Con Nip guys, did they ever find him? "22 faces a charge of endangering others while eluding police officers." I mean, how did he get away? And he's probably still out there, and they didn't. That just seems strange. Let me see if the word. This isn't. Hold on. I can do a scan for OCR really quick. All right. There we go. Let's see if the word vehicle. Police vehicles doesn't show up anymore. Car. The next morning on July 8th, Sabrina Graham reported her car stolen. So it was a stolen car. Her car matched the description of the car in the chase. Graham told the Highway Patrol and her insurance company that she loaned her car to Nip and that he returned it 15 to 30 minutes before the police chase. But some of her neighbors who were outside at the time said it wasn't true and that the car didn't arrive back at that time. Graham said she went to sleep after Nip returned her car and woke up the next morning to find it missing. The car owner, Graham, 32, of Lone Grove, had since been charged with false reporting and filing a false insurance claim. Okay. Let me see if one of these later... Let me just go to the 2016 article here. Hey, thanks, Lynn. How's it going? Lynn sent me the article. Come on. There we go. Jeez. It's like frozen on there. Come on. Go, go, go. Numerous suspects. The disappearance Miller of Wilson and Haynes of Ratliff City vanished after July 7, 2013, when witnesses say the couple were seen in a Honda Accord driven by James Con Nip. Let me see if I can... If the word found... Is that in there? Okay. Car. Vehicle. Yeah. She needs to come forward. There are several people who know exactly what happened to Molly and Colt. Well, you know, I mean, this Con Nip guy knows what happened. So anyways, back to this one. On a summer night in 2013, a car carrying 3 people led Oklahoma police on a wild chase. The following day, the driver was accounted for while his 2 passengers were never seen again. So what happened? That's a question the friends and family of Molly Miller and Colt Haynes have hoped law enforcement can find the answer. What has Con Nip said happened? Law enforcement can find the answer to for nearly 7 years. Their bodies have never been recovered, and early investigation efforts were complicated by the fact that the car's driver had close family ties to a powerful local sheriff. This puzzling case is the subject of a new episode of Up and Vanished, the Oxygen Network. It isn't the first case Lindsay has investigated that's found small town residents hesitant to share what they might know. All right, well, I guess right now we're just going to go look at the... I'll tell you what the answer to the case is once we look at this one. Remains found in February. Okay, so where was this? Hold on. Remains found. Oklahoma. In Love County. Go like that. And then go to Tools, Anytime, Custom Range, February 1st to February 28th. Alright, there you go, February 21st. Human remains were found during the extensive search operation this week in Oklahoma related to the disappearance of 2 people 13 years ago. So here we go. This is absolutely related to that. And look at this one. This article's from February 21st, so now we're seeing the original one. The Chickasaw Light Horse Police Department and the Bureau of Indian Affairs Missing and Murdered Unit initiated the search operation on February 17th in connection with the ongoing investigation of Molly Miller, a Chickasaw citizen, and Colt Haynes. Miller, 17, and Haynes, 21, disappeared in the summer of 2013 after riding as a passenger in a car chase. The chase began when a car driven by James Con Nip sped past officers in Wilson. Officers followed the car into Love County until they lost sight of it near Oswalt and Long Hollow Road. The car crashed in the woods and Nip walked home. Authorities reported, he just walked home and goes, "Hey, see ya." Authorities reported Miller and Haynes stayed behind, calling friends to come get them. Okay. Until their phones died the next morning. They were never seen again. Teams conducted searches on February 18th in a previously unsearched location near Oswalt Road, Pike Road, and Long Hollow Road. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we're going to do, okay, there's Oswalt. And it's going to be like a box, I'm pretty sure. Pike Road. Okay, so there's Pike Road. That's interesting because I already had that listed for some reason. Okay. And then what's the other one? And then Long Hollow Road. That's weird that I already have that one road. And that one, that's exactly what I was thinking. So look at this. Vehicle driven by, lost by police right here. Apparently it was found over there. But somewhere inside of this square here then, this is the area right here, watch. Bing, bing. You know, somewhere in this area is where they were found. Isn't that wild? You guys still here? Oh, you guys here on this one? I mean, I don't even know what you're... Outlaw than anyone allegedly. What case are you guys talking about? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get what you guys are even talking about. Teams conducted searches on February 18th in a previously unsearched location. Police dogs, a Verizon truck, and 2 charter buses joined the search, which reportedly included radar imaging equipment and drones. During the search, 2 sets of human remains were discovered. The remains are believed to have been found about a mile north of where... Oh, wait. I guess it could be on the other side, right? It's over here. Wow. Okay, let me get rid of that. I don't even know why I just picked that side. There's no reason. Other than the cars over here. Right, let's look at that again. But hey guys, if you guys could help support the channel, that'd be great. Let's try to reach the goal other than Carl's generosity. Other than that, we really didn't come close. It sucks when it's luck, you know. What case are you guys talking about? What case are you guys referring to? Sheriff is very shady. Oh yeah, well they said that he was friends with the sheriff family friend. Yeah, we covered it. Well, we didn't cover it since it happened, but we covered it back in 2022, I think, 4 years ago. It could, you know, what's weird though? It could be that the sheriff has nothing to do with anything. You know, that these people just, they might be you know, true that the sheriff is shady, but at the same time, you know, might not have anything to do with it. These people could have like died out in the elements. They thought they were on the other side, maybe. I mean, I guess we'll have to see, right? Maybe they didn't want any witnesses for the car chase thing. The remains are believed to have been found about a mile north of where the car Miller and Haynes were riding crashed deep in the woods off Pike Road. Now this is Pike Road. Deep in the woods. So I think their car crashed. I don't know. For some reason I had a pin right there. I have no idea why or anything like that. No idea. Hey, thanks, Mama, for coffee. During the search, 2 sets of human remains were found. Teams conducted searches on February 18th, previously unsearched area, you know, between Oswald Road, Pike Road, and Long Hollow Road. Police dogs, a Verizon truck, and 2 charter buses joined the search. During the search, 2 sets of human remains were discovered. The remains are believed to have been found about a mile north of where the car Miller and Haynes were riding crashed deep in the woods off Pike Road. The FBI Evidence Response Team and Oklahoma Office of the Chief Medical Examiner collected the remains to identify them and determine the cause of death. The identities of the remains are unknown at this time. This is the article back in February. And it's not certain if they are related to the investigation into Miller and Haynes. However, their family members have been notified and will continue to receive investigation updates. I'm sure they already knew at the time. Okay, look at that. Copyright 2026 via Gray Local Media. Very cool. I didn't know anything about the like I didn't follow it since the beginning. What? What do you mean the one you're telling us about Molly? Who's Molly in here? Is there somebody named Molly in here? Yeah, I'm covering the same. I covered this case back in 2022. And I'm just trying to get the updated information. So then today, or yesterday, it says human remains found in Love County in February have been identified as those of Molly Miller and Colt Haynes. The Department of the Interior's Bureau of Indian Affairs, a missing and murdered unit, confirmed Monday that the 2 sets of human remains that had been found during a renewed search in the area between Oswald Road, Pike Road, and Long Hollow Road. So that probably means up on the other side, if it's north of where the car was found. Because I always thought, for some reason, I had the car found right here. There must have been a reason. You know, I don't know. But anyways, a mile north. So I figure, I mean, shit. I guess if the car was over here and a mile north, it might be in there. You know, I don't know. I don't know why I have that pin there. I didn't go through every single article. I know Molly's one of the one missing. Who said they weren't? Yeah, we know that. Whew. Anyways, yeah, Molly Miller and Colt Haynes, and then the Nip guy. He was the other one. He was the one driving the vehicle, and they got in a police chase, and they lost him. Yeah, we know. We went over all that. The Department of the Interior, yeah, so we already knew that. Today, confirmation represents a meaningful step forward, bringing long-awaited answers in the disappearance of Molly Miller and BIA MMU Acting Unit Chief Micah Ware. Our hearts remain with Molly's family, and we hope this development provides even a small measure of closure and clarity. Miller, 17, and Haynes, 21, disappeared in July of 2013 after the car they were a passenger in was involved in a police chase and crashed in the woods in the area near where the remains were found. Miller and Haynes called friends to help for help getting out of the woods. You know what this really sounds a lot like? That one case in Texas that we tried deciphering the audio a million different times. Hey, there's one car here. Please hurry. Because the others got... Remember that we did that? What was that one? We used to imitate it. It was pretty good, like the way that call went. There's one guy in the woods. And then this other guy is something like that. You remember that? What's the name of that one? Shit, it was in Texas, and he got pulled over to the side of the road, and then he could see, like, his brother pulled up, then a cop showed up, and he could see him, but he didn't go to them. Remember that? It almost seems identical. Yeah, Brandon lost. There you go. Let's see. I bet you I have that in here. Yeah, Brandon Lawson. I just feel like I want to hear that right now. How about you, Phyllis? You want to listen to that? Yeah, somebody already typed it in, Timothy. See that above you there? Oh, man. Oh, I think I just saw it. Oh, yeah, we went over, tried to do the text of it. 911 emergency. I'm in the middle of the field. This guy pushes first and drives over. Or something like that. This guy pushes first and drives over it right here, going towards what was it? Abe line on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here. Got chased in the woods. A guy chasing the woods. Please hurry. Okay, now run that by me one more, because I'm talking to him. I accidentally ran into him. Ah, you ran into him. Okay. Just the first guy. Do you need an ambulance? No, I need the cops. Is anybody hurt? Hello? 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 Remember that one? Oh, yeah. Jeez. Here we go.
Now 50 and 38 seconds. 911 emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. It's like we're just pushing guys over. We're out here going towards Javelin on both sides. My truck ran out of gas.
Emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. It's like we're just pushing guys over. We're out here going towards Javelin.
38 seconds. 911 emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. It's like we're just pushing guys over. We're out here going towards Javelin on both sides. My truck ran out of gas.
Wow. It's almost made more sense that time. It's almost like this guy, yeah, Just, I think he says this guy just started pushing. Let me read that again. Hold
An emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. The site, we're just pushing guys over.
This guy just starts pushing guys over? Something like that. This guy just starts pushing guys over? Yes, I'm in the middle field. This guy just starts pushing guys over. That's what it sounded like now, after all those years.
50 and 38 seconds. No emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. The site, we're just pushing guys over. Right here going towards Javelin on both sides. Not sure if ran out of gas. There's one car here. Got shaken to the woods.
I think they found his body, didn't they?
3:30.
Okay, now run that by me.
I'm not talking to him. I saw you ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
That's the first guy.
Do you
Just the first guy. What?
need an ambulance?
Yeah, no, I need the cops.
Okay. Is anybody hurt? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
2013
This is a slower version.
0, 50 and 38 seconds. No emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. The site, we're just pushing guys over.
See, now that sounds like this guy pushes first and drives over, doesn't it? Drives over. This guy pushes first and drives over, whatever the hell that means. Here, listen to that again, listen.
No emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. The site, we're just pushing guys over. Right here going towards Javelin on both sides. Not sure if ran out of gas. There's one car here that got shaken to the woods.
That looks pretty good.
3:30.
Okay, now run that by me.
We're not talking to him. I saw you ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
That's the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
No, I need the cops.
Okay. Is anybody hurt? Hello?
That looked pretty good, my text there on that one, when you play it slow like that. Anyways, back to this one. Let's see. I think they did find him a while ago. Miller and Haynes called friends for help getting out of the woods that night. See, isn't that weird? It's kind of the same. Because remember he called his brother. And the next morning, out of the woods that night, and the next morning until around 9:30 a.m. Wow, that's weird. So they can't find their way out of the woods? Just walk straight, for God's sakes. Look at, there's roads everywhere here. You know? Like, it's not hard. It's, you know, it's not rocket science. You just walk one direction and... Yeah, let's see what it looked like. Maybe it's really thick and somehow they just weren't... Yeah, I mean, that's just what it looked like in the Lawson case. Same crap. I don't know. That does seem kind of weird that they couldn't get out of there, don't you think? Yeah, they found him there. Finally. That's what I thought. So I think it's similar to that. I think these people here just died from... You know, they waited too long and they were in the wrong place. I mean, it's hard to think that, oh, somebody else drove out there and found him again and then killed him, you know, the next morning. You know, it's probably one of those things where it's more interesting to make the story into something about the sheriff and you know, I'm sure he's probably a shitty sheriff or whatever and all that kind of stuff. But doesn't it seem more logical now that they found their body bodies generally in the same area. I mean, I guess it could be that some local person did something, but I doubt it would be that the guy, you know, the Con Nip guy, whatever his name was. Yeah, right. That's right. It said he had a broken leg and stuff in there. He needed help, so he probably couldn't get out, and then they stayed there too long, and then this is a very warm part of the country. I don't know what the temperature was there on that date. Yeah, let's see. Where is this? Look, what's the main town around here? I mean, hell, this is almost in the same. Like, where is Brandon Lawson? No, he's right over here. That's kind of weird because that's not. I don't even think that's tremendously far away. It's wow. It's only 230 miles away. That's pretty weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? Brandon Lawson disappears, and it's only 230 miles away. That's wild. Yeah, that's what I think. Probably got injured, and I mean, they were calling people. I don't understand, like, they're just totally inept. I mean, if they have cell phones and they're calling, then they had to, even back in 2013, have ping information and something that says, hey, they're over here, and, send 1,000 people out there, It's just dumb. Ah, shit. Where's the one I was just looking at? Oh, there it was. July. What day in July of 2013? Oh, man. But hey, guys, if you could help support the channel, that would be great. Thank you. Man, it just seems like there's such less interest these days. Officials announced on Monday, April 6th, that investigators had found... so this is... What day was it in July? Why do they keep saying this since July? I mean, where's the date on it? Okay, these original articles will probably have a date. July 7th. Okay. On July 7, 2013, Ardmore, Oklahoma experienced typical warm summer conditions, with a high temperature likely in the low to mid-90s Well, I want to know the actual answer, not... Okay, July 7th was a high of 95 and a low of 72. So, I mean, that's really, like, you can get dehydrated quick out there during that. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Thanks for being here. It sounds like, you know, I'm not sure what this con nip guy was doing. Seems kind of stupid. But sounds like they were alive and trying to get a hold of people, and nobody found him for some unknown reason. But the other one, he probably died of shock, and maybe the girl was injured too and stayed there with them, and then she died. She just kept staying there. The phones died. They didn't know where they were at, and then they may have still been alive even after that. Like, their phones probably died, and they just couldn't get out of there, and then they died of dehydration and hyperthermia, something like that. All right, sounds good. All right, cool. All right, well, thanks everybody. Thanks for those who supported the channel. We had Wild Bill Wassman, Tanya, Wild Bill again, and then another time, and then Karen, then Lynn, then Mama for Coffee, and then Karen also sent in some PayPals too. So thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you guys found it mildly interesting. Got some good news in there at the end. But man, you guys, we need to pick up the support for the channel, or at least the desire to. We do a lot of great things here. We seem to hit these times where people are like, yeah, whatever, Gray, whatever, Gray, whatever, Gray. But, you know, we do a lot of great things here. You know, we've donated almost $300,000 so far in the last 6-7 years. And we're just not going to be able to do that anymore if people aren't supporting the channel. Okay? It's really frustrating for me. I came back on here thinking, okay, maybe some late night freaks will, and it's just, you know. I mean, you've seen it, right? I've been on here for an hour and 13 minutes, and we're at $33. So if you multiply that, like we did a 3-hour show, that'd be $99 for 3 hours. And 99 times 30 is 3,000, and we donated 4,000 last month. So it's impossible to make that stuff work. So anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, what? Will this be available? Why? I don't know what you mean, Sandy. I have no idea what you're talking about. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys later. Be safe out there. I want to play the intro one again. I like that. Thank you for watching Grant Hughes Investigates, where we cover true crime using logic, reason, and common sense. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, be safe out there.